Welcome to Fortyborn, the limited Lorcana podcast. We're a gaming veteran
and a gaming novice.
Explore all things Lorcana. With a focus on limited formats, we cover set reviews, strategy guides, and stuff that nobody asked for.
Let's get reviewed.
Let's do it. We're kicking off the set review, man.
That wasn't my best. I'm sorry.
No, but not your worst either. And that's all we ask for. So, Inklands comes out this Friday.
Wow.
You ready?
So ready?
You ready to be in the Inklands?
I'm there, dude. I'm already in the Inklands.
Physically, I am here. Spiritually, I am in the Inklands.
I've been in the Inklands.
So, we're just going to cover the commons and uncommons for this set review. We're going to try to move quickly because there's going to be a lot of content out there, and we want to, get through these 126 cards as quickly as possible to save you time.
Yep.
Yeah, so when you're drafting or when you're doing a sealed event, which hopefully you're doing this weekend at your local game shop, most of your deck is going to be comprised of commons and uncommons, so that's why we're spending our time there.
Exactly. That's what you're going to see. That's what you're going to draft.
Yeah, we don't really want to spend a bunch of time and energy talking about a bunch of legendaries that you'll see, every once in a while.
Hopefully you'll see them more.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Crossed.
Yeah, best of luck to you and your pulls. I hope you get Enchanteds. And I really want that Chernobog Enchanted.
Why is that, Jake? Why do you want that one?
Because it looks cool.
Looks like... What does it look like?
Some would say that it looks like a gargoyle.
There it is. Back to the gargoyles.
It all comes back to that for me. Well, you ready to dive into the Inklands, man?
I'm so ready, man. Deep
well,
end.
We're going to move color by color. So we'll talk about Amber today. And as of recording 30 minutes ago, every card was released. So I'm going to do my best. I don't have maybe a whole picture. There was some Sapphire commons and uncommons that we were missing at the time. So we might not go in the normal color order, but we'll try to cover every card that's common or uncommon in each color. And we'll try to release at least one color per day all week.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Oh, we're doing a giveaway.
Oh, yeah, we are.
So we have an Enchanted Hercules Divine Hero that we want to give away. Mm-hmm. We're going to give it away to, if you want to enter, we're giving it away to teachers or people that work in the education field.
Heck yeah. They deserve it.
Yeah, the real life Divine Heroes.
Nice, dude.
I take that back.
No, keep it.
No, we just really appreciate people that work in the education field. Taylor is a counselor. My wife is a elementary school teacher, or she was until recently. So we have a lot of friends that work in the space, and we just have a lot of respect for the work that you do for your community and for, the world.
Everybody, man. It's a weird place, education system. I don't think people really know till you're in it,
Yeah. Or you're married to someone that's in it, and you get a lot of interesting stories.
More than you'd ever care for, I'm sure.
Absolutely. So if you work in the school system, email fortyborn@gmail.com. So that's fortyborn@gmail.com. All you got to do is tell us the name of the school. We're not going to share any info anywhere publicly.
Yep.
We might say your name if you win, but we're not going to be like, oh, they work at such and such school. Here's their address.
Yeah.
None of that.
Nope.
We're going to protect your identity. And if you want to lie and enter, you're welcome to do that if you feel comfortable stealing from the mouths of teachers.
Yeah, you monsters.
You monsters. So just send us, we don't care what you put in the title, just send us an email with the name of the school. If you'd like to share your position and any information or whatever, you're welcome to share that with us.
Definitely shout that out if you want to. If you want that shout out, let us know.
Yeah, whoever wins, we'll reach out to you about anything before we announce it. But we're going to run this Monday to Friday of this week. So on Friday, we will announce the winner. So if you want to submit now.
Yeah.
Cool. You ready to dive in?
Yeah, I'm so excited about that, by the way. Good for us.
Are you going to enter?
Duh.
I hope you get it. All right. So we're going to go in the order of the collection number in the bottom left corner, which means we're starting with Dalmatian Puppy.
Dalmatian Puppy, that cute little guy.
Well, there's 5 of them.
Cute little guys.
Yeah, and gals.
And gals, true.
There's 5 of them, and it's really cool. I hope that they continue to do this. Everybody loves the art in this game. it's cool to do variations of arts for the same card. Such a big fan of this.
Yeah, more
concept.
art, more better.
So Dalmatian Puppy, you pay 2 ink for a 2/3 that quests for 1. It has an ability called Where Did They All Come From? You may have up to 99 copies of Dalmatian Puppy Tailwagger in your deck. For the purposes of limited, there is no restriction to the number of a specific card you can have in your deck.
Wow.
So this is just a vanilla. This is a 2/3 that quests for 1. We like it. It's a C.
It sounds fun, though. I do want to just show up and play somebody with 99 copies of that.
Yeah. You're not going to win, but you can do that.
Try it.
So,
let us know how it goes.
I should say up front, this is a C. For us, we rank on an A to F scale.
Yep.
Our scale is A's are bombs. These are good in any deck. B's are really good. They have often a big impact on the game when they're played, and if they can stick around, they have an impact throughout. This includes typically some good removal spells, characters with good abilities like evasion, characters that are really efficiently statted. Our C's are just average. You're going to need a lot of C's. C's get degrees, and they get 3 O's in your leagues. So if you want to win your draft or your sealed, you're going to be picking up these C's, which means you're going to have maybe a couple of Dalmatian puppies, and you're going to be happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
D's are suboptimal cards or situational cards. It's not necessarily that they're purely bad in the sense of they're never going to be played or they never have a use.
Right.
It just typically means that the card's use case is very narrow, or it's not particularly important in limited formats. Mm-hmm. For example, a card that's exclusively good when you're ahead in the game, meaning when you're already winning, it helps you win more. That card's not going to get a good rating from us. It's probably going to be closer to the D range.
Yeah.
You're going to have some Ds in your deck, probably. This set doesn't have as many C-level cards as we've seen in previous sets, which means that there's going to have to be times where you play some cards that are about the D range in your deck, and you're not happy about it, but you got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then Fs are cards that we think you should never play.
Ever.
If we give a card an F, it literally means I think it does not belong in any list. But we do have a new thing that we're going to use this set review, the concept of a build-around card. So a build-around C, for example, means if you're playing a particular deck archetype, this is a C in that deck.
Yeah.
Outside of it, it's probably an F, or outside of it, it's a D or whatever.
Okay.
So
okay.
A lot of this is related to locations. So a card that's only useful for locations, we would say is an F outside of that if you don't have very many locations, or if you have 0, it's an F. In a location deck, it's a build around B or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll cut this and put it at the beginning so people actually know how we are ranking cards.
That's smart, yeah.
Okay.
Before we talk about Dalmatian Puppy.
Okay, so that's how we rank cards, and that's Dalmatian Puppy.
Nice.
You ready for the next one?
I am ready.
This one's pretty sweet.
How sweet is it?
Joshua Sweet. So Joshua Sweet, the doctor, you pay 4 for a 1/5 that quests for 2, and it has Bodyguard.
Okay.
Now you know we like Bodyguard.
Love Bodyguard.
So this is a B-.
Yeah.
Because you want 2 things when you have Bodyguard. You want them to have a large willpower or a big butt, some people would say. Not Taylor.
No.
And you want them to have higher lore numbers.
Yeah,
because with a Bodyguard, you want to quest with him so that they can protect your other cards.
Mm-hmm.
So he's good. 5 is not a great willpower number on curve, but the fact that he quests for 2 makes up for it for me. That's why I have him as a B-.
Yeah.
I could see him being a C+. It really depends on your list. If you're more aggressive, like I tend to play, he's going to be a B- because you can play him on curve and protect your aggressively questing characters. And he is also aggressive himself, questing for 2.
Yeah. What's he from? Joshua Sweet.
Atlantis. He's the doctor.
Got it. Oh, I put that together.
Yeah, he's great. Oh, yeah. The doctor.
The doctor.
Cool. Kita. Another one from Atlantis.
They're all from Atlantis.
There's not much to say here. It's a 1-drop. You pay 1 for a 2/2 that quests for 1. Her flavor text is in Atlantean, which is pretty cool.
I do like that.
But this is a C.
Yeah.
You want a couple of these in your deck and you're happy.
Mm-hmm.
Next.
Ooh.
Miss Bianca. So you pay 2 for a 2/2 that quests for 1. and she has Singer 4. So Singer 4, remember, she can exert to sing songs that cost 4 or less.
Okay, yeah.
Whereas normally she would only be able to sing songs that cost 2 or less.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not that many good 3 or 4 cost songs in this format.
Yeah.
The best one is Along Came Zeus, which is noteworthy because it costs 4.
Mm-hmm.
So that's helpful, but I still think that she's understated, and so I have her at a D.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have a vanilla 2-3 or a 3-2 over this.
Not useful enough in this situation.
So she's like a D+, C- if you get better songs, but in general, I don't think she's that great.
Mm-mm.
You ready for the next one?
I am.
Mr. Snoops.
Snoops.
So it's just a vanilla. You pay 6 for a 4/8 that quests for 2.
For 8?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Also, we will call out if a card is uninkable.
Yeah.
If we don't say anything, that means the card is inkable.
Mm-hmm.
So he is inkable. Now, 6-drops are a little like it. When you play a 6-drop, you want it to really impact the board immediately.
Yeah.
Like I would prefer something in general that has more of an effect when it enters play or presents a more pressing threat. As is, he's just like a big chunk of stats, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
So I have him at a C+.
Okay.
Or a B-. I could see it going either way. Right now, I'm going to keep him at the C+ range.
Yeah.
Because 6 ink is like the turning point, right? That's when it's like you really need to start thinking about if you're going to ink
Things
anymore.
are getting hairy, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to go up to 7 ink or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I like the art. It's kind of funny.
I don't know how you can see that.
This is a very zoomed or very very small version in my notes.
Yeah, you should have made it bigger.
Yeah, well, I tried. Technology is not my strength, but it is my job.
Yeah.
So up next, Nani, protective sister. You know what this is from?
Yeah, Lilo. I knew it.
Nice. So you pay 5 for a 3/6/2 with bodyguard.
Nice.
Nani is just a straight up B.
Yeah.
So if you compare her to Joshua Sweet, you pay 1 more ink and you get 2 more strength and 1 more willpower. She's really, really good.
Yeah.
So I think she's like legitimately first pickable, like better than several of the rares and super rares and legendaries.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
In limited, she's really, really good.
Because the bodyguard, just all the stats combined.
All the stats combined with the fact that she's a bodyguard.
Right.
I mean, last set we saw a 5/5 that could quest for 2, and that cost 5. That was Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
And the other one whose name's I can't remember right now.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like 1 less point of like strength and willpower.
Mm-hmm.
With bodyguard. That's a great exchange.
Yeah.
Like this is really good. This is above rate.
Nice.
Great card.
Get some Nani.
All right. Another vanilla coming up. We got Orville Redenbacher himself. Just a bird. You pay 2 for a 1/4 that quests for 1. It's a C.
Yeah.
It's probably the least exciting vanilla version. Vanilla 2-drop because I'd rather have like a 2/3 or a 3/2, but it's passable. You'll play it.
It's fine.
Yeah. Better if you have ways to heal things. But up next we got Patch.
Oh.
Patch is really cute, first of all.
Yeah.
And that's perhaps the most important thing. But no, I actually do think that Patch is good. So you pay 4 for a 3/4 that quests for 1. He has an ability called Bark. You can you can exert him. Chosen character gets -2 strength until the start of your next turn. That is a really good ability.
Yeah.
On a decently statted body.
Right.
Like you pay 3 for a 3/4 and you're happy. So you pay 1 more ink and you get a repeatable ability that lasts until the start of your next turn. That part's important to remember here because it's not till the end of your turn. This effect lasts through your opponent's next turn as well.
Yeah.
So you can use this proactively to reduce something's strength and then take it out.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could use this defensively. I don't really know the phrase. Reduce something's strength so that it cannot challenge back.
Can't challenge you. Yeah.
So this works well in more aggressively slanted decks or in more controlling, like, defensive style decks. He's good in either one, which is why I think he's a C+, and I wouldn't be surprised if I have him at a B- before we're done.
Also one of the cooler Dalmatians, if we're just being honest.
His name's Little Menace.
Little Menace.
That's cute. I wish we could talk about Perdita because it's really cool, but it's a legendary, so I'll move on. Pluto. Okay.
Just Pluto.
I could talk about this card for a while, but I'm going to try to not to.
Okay.
So Pluto is uninkable. He costs 1. You get a 0/2 that quests for 1.
Huh.
He has an ability called Good Dog. You can exert him and pay 1 less for the next character that you play this turn.
Okay.
I don't think Pluto is good.
Is that you say that like you think it's gonna be a hot take?
I do think it's going to be a hot take because cards very similar to this are considered really good in Magic.
Hot
and
take
I think
alert.
a lot of people that are transferring over are going to think that this is like a Llanowar Elves, which is a similar character in Magic, but this is not, because you tap this once and your opponent can kill it.
Yeah.
Right? Like you get to use it one time.
Yeah, and then it's gone.
The best case scenario is you use it twice. And I think you have to guarantee using it twice for it to be worthwhile.
Be usable, yeah.
Which means he's only useful on turn 1. If you play him any turn after turn 1, your opponent's just going to kill it.
Right away.
And this is also a PSA for you. If your opponent plays this against you on any turn other than turn 1, you should kill it.
Right away.
Don't think that this is nothing. This is actually really good if you can keep it on the board for a while, because it's sort of like ramp on a body. If you need to ramp with it, great. You can play things earlier. For example, you could play a 3-drop on turn 3, a 3-drop on turn 2, or a 4-drop on turn 3, etc. Or he can quest for 1 whenever you don't need to cheat anything out. So I have him at a D because I assume that people are going to know that they need to kill this thing.
But if they don't,
he's really good.
So maybe pre-match I should just be like, hey, like, how do you feel about Pluto?
That's a good way. Just gauge it.
Yeah, just
be like, I think Pluto Friendly Pooch is the best card in the set. What do you think?
Yeah, and then that's a really good way to get some intel on your opponent.
Yeah.
They won't know what you're doing.
Yeah, so I think this is a D, but you could probably get away with playing this on release weekend and people won't realize how good it is. But if somebody plays this against me, I'm killing it as quickly as I can.
So cute, though. Just looks so unassuming, you know?
Yeah, it is cute.
I probably wouldn't kill it if I just saw it pop up. I mean, now I will.
Yeah. Well, that's why they listen to the pod, right? So now they know. Kill
Right.
Pluto.
Yeah.
Okay, up next. Queen of Hearts, Wonderland Empress. Great name, cool art. The cards kneeling to her, really fun.
Mm-hmm.
You pay 3 for a 3/3 that quests for 1. She has an ability called All Ways Here Are My Ways. Whenever this character quests, your other villain characters get +1 lore this turn. So
It's very specific.
it depends, right? Because you pay 3, you expect to get a 3/4 that quests for 1.
But you don't.
This is kind of a 3/3 that might quest for 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So the baseline 2 lore quester stats at 3 ink is a 3/3. So if you pay 3 for a 3/3 that quests for 2, that's on curve. That's a really good card. This is a 3/3 that quests for 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3.
Yeah.
If you're questing with her, and then your other things are also questing.
So how villainous is your deck?
Yeah, it depends on how many villains you can pick up, and there's quite a few villains floating around, more in like the higher level rarities. But I would play her. I'm gonna pick a number out of my hat. If I had 4 other villains in my list, I would play her and be happy about it. If I didn't, I would play her and not be happy about it. She's playable either way.
Yeah.
So I have her at a C-. That's sort of my starting point for her. But if you have, a handful of villains, she's great.
Notch that up a bit. Yeah.
So C- is my rating after rambling for quite a bit.
Okay.
I also just love typal decks, and I think they're a lot of fun. Typal meaning cards that care about other cards' traits, like villain or queen or puppy.
Yeah, I'm glad you explained that for listeners.
Yeah, that was for those following along at home. All right, we got a few cards left. How are you feeling so far?
Good. I like these ones.
Good.
I like the set so far.
Yeah.
After reviewing half of one color.
Yeah. It looks like it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
Rolly.
I think it's Raleigh.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm just messing with you.
Raleigh. You pay 3 for a 3/3 that quests for 1, and it has support.
Ooh.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
So, like we just said, we would expect to get a 3/4 that quests for 1.
Mm-hmm.
We're trading 1 willpower for support, and I think that support is going to be really, really good in this format, like better than in previous formats.
Yeah.
Because of the existence of locations. So, when you quest with Rolly, you can gain lore from him, and then you can give his strength to something else, which can then challenge a location. And then you basically got to use Rolly in 2 ways in that turn, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is great, because with locations floating around, they don't do damage back to you. So you're basically getting to challenge a location and quest anytime you use a character that has support to quest,
Mm-hmm.
and you have one other character on board.
Yeah.
Did I say that clearly, or
I
is
think
that
so.
confusing?
Try again.
Okay. Support is really good in this set because of the existence of locations. We
Okay.
think that locations will be prominent.
Yeah.
When you challenge a location, it doesn't do any damage back to you.
Yes.
So what's important is just having a bunch of strength to throw at a location.
Right. Okay.
Support is really efficient in this format because when you quest with a character that has support, you can then add its strength to something that you were already going to throw into a location.
Yeah, so it just makes it easier to get rid of locations.
It does, yes. That's the short way of saying it.
Yeah.
Gain lore and get rid of locations at the same time.
2 birds.
I have written here that support flavor text here could be you can have your cake and eat it too.
Nice.
Because you get to quest and use its strength to challenge as well.
Yeah, they gotta take notes.
Who?
Ravensburger.
Oh, yeah, that's fair enough. Ravensburger. So, Tinkerbell, generous fairy,
Tink.
uninkable.
Uh-oh.
We hate it.
Oh, no.
No, I'm kidding. She's pretty good. So, you pay 4 for a 1/4 that quests for 1. Again, it is uninkable. It has an ability called Make a New Friend.
Oh.
When you play this character, look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You can reveal a character card and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order.
Is that good?
Yes, it is a good ability. The stats are really bad, though.
Really bad.
So that's why this is just a C+ for me, because you can get a 1/4 that quests for 1 for 2 ink, and those are inkable.
Yeah.
So you're paying 2 more ink, and it's uninkable. That's kind of a big ask.
Yeah.
But this is good. This is more than just card draw. This is like refined card draw, if that makes sense. Like, this is quality card draw.
Right.
If you play this on turn 4, you can maybe find a really good 5 drop.
Because you get options.
Yeah, you get to look at 4 cards of your deck. Most of your deck's going to be characters, so you're going to get something.
Yeah.
And you can get the best something that you see in the top 4 cards of your deck.
Nice.
A lesson for maybe more beginner players out there. Sometimes you'll see an ability like this and be deterred because you're like, wait, I have to put them on the bottom of my deck. What if I have to put the best card on the bottom of my deck now? Because it's not a character, it's a removal spell or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really think about abilities like that because you have to assume that the top card of your deck is a blank slate. It doesn't really exist. Like, there's no difference between the top of your deck, the bottom of your deck, wherever the card is. Like, putting that card to the bottom of your deck, it is unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter because
The card doesn't exist till you look at it.
exactly, it's
Schrodinger's
like
cat.
Schrodinger's cat, the top card of your deck.
Yeah.
That might be a whole episode, so I hope I might just cut that little bit.
That'd be a fun episode.
But Tinkerbell's good.
Yeah.
C+ good.
C+ good.
All right, let's go back to Average Land. Well, we just left C+ and we're going to a C, so not that.
Not too far of a jump.
You pay, Wendy Darling, Talented Sailor. You pay 2 for a 1/3 that quests for 2.
I gotta be honest about this.
Well, hang on. She's vanilla. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, be honest.
The subtext is Talented Sailor. Mm-hmm. But she's not even looking where she's driving that boat.
Well, she's so talented. She got it going in the right direction, and she can look away.
She's just looking back, like cruising around.
Yeah, have you not seen racing movies where they're driving really fast and they like look and
Look into the camera at me.
that's what she's doing.
Oh, got it. Yeah, she's got it under control.
Yeah, I would trust her.
Uh-huh.
So, she's a C.
Okay.
Is a new vanilla stat line. We've never seen a 1/3 that quests for 2.
Oh, fun.
She's fine. She dies really easily. Wow. She's basically only useful in questing, so maybe you could include her in a more aggressively slanted list. But I'm happy with her because I like aggressive decks. So, C.
C.
All right. Now we're done with characters. We're on to actions, items, and locations.
Okay.
We got a few. First action, 99 puppies. You pay 5. It's uninkable. Oof. Whenever one of your characters quests this turn, gain 1 lore. So we talked about this in our quadrant theory episode, and I'm just going to recap here. This is an F because it's bad in most situations, and it's uninkable. So it has no impact on the board state. It's only useful to surpass your opponent if you're locked into like a lore race, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's not good.
That's too bad.
Yeah. When you're paying 5 for something, you want it to really impact the board state, and this can technically maybe get you, if you would have been at 15, now it can get you to 20. But if you have characters that you can quest with comfortably, you're probably headed in a direction to win anyways. So this is kind of like a win more card.
Yeah, it's not going to change stuff enough.
Yeah, it's an F. All right. Boss's orders.
This one just is giving me fun vibes.
Fun?
Yeah.
Oh. It kind of looks like this ghost is trying to pat his butt.
Maybe that's where I was getting the fun vibes.
I guess it's a shadow. But
Ghost.
you pay 1 for an action.
Okay.
Chosen character gains support this turn.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh.
So we've gotten a little spoiled in the last set because last set there was a lot of these cheap action cards that said draw a card at the end of them.
Yeah.
And I get why this doesn't draw a card because it would be really, really good. Mm-hmm. But I still wish it said draw a card.
Still want to draw that card though.
So support is really good in this set. I think it's the only reason this is not an F. I think that to me this is a D minus.
Ooh, that is bad.
Because it's pseudo location removal. And what I mean by that is if you have a character that you're going to quest with and a character that, you could feel comfortable challenging with, that sounds pretty niche, but I think that's a pretty common scenario. Mm-hmm. Boss's orders will permit you to trade your 1 card, which is Boss's orders, to take out your opponent's location, which is, maybe they paid 2 or 3 for it. It's fine. Mm-hmm. So it's playable. Maybe it's good. I don't know. Maybe support's just broken.
Yeah. Bless.
Woo. We'll leave that one in. I'm allergic to bad cards. So up next, good card. Heal what has been hurt.
Wish I could.
Isn't that your whole job? So you pay 3 for an action song that says remove up to 3 damage from chosen character. Draw a card. There it is.
There it is. There's that draw we were looking for.
Yeah, so this is good. Mm-hmm. It's a C+ for me because it's an inkable song that heals characters and draws cards. I wish it could also heal locations, but it's okay. I get it.
Yeah. Can't have it all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say about this. The fact that it's singable is great because sometimes you can play it for 0 and it replaces itself.
That's good.
It's good. I'm happy to have one in every deck.
Really good. What did we rate it?
C+.
Oh, good.
All right. Here's an F. Quick patch.
Man.
You pay 1 for an action. Remove up to 3 damage from chosen location.
Oh, that is very specific.
Yeah, and even if you have locations, I think it's a D. Maybe a D-, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to spend a card to heal a location.
Just healing, yeah.
I also don't think that there's even that many... I don't think that locations will be damaged often.
Right.
I think when people hit them, like choose to hit them, they'll
be gone.
Choose to take them out.
Yeah, I can't imagine. This would be like a very specific scenario.
Yeah, it's too specific, which is why it's an F. And I wouldn't even include this in a locations deck.
No.
You'll unfortunately see that be a theme with a lot of the locations cards. I think that a lot of the location-specific cards are kind of a bait in Limited, meaning they'll trick people into picking them because it has something to do with locations and they're building a location deck.
Right.
it's still not good in a location deck.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone playing this and you being like, oh, darn it.
Oh no. Okay. Cleansing rainwater. It's our first item. I think it's weird that rain is an item.
Yeah.
Does that feel weird to you?
Kinda. Yeah.
I said this in our chat or in our Discord.
Yeah.
And I said it on Twitter. I mean, I think it's a great idea. I really don't think I got the traction that I needed. I want like a series of songs from Pocahontas that are tied to like the seasons, like the colors of the wind. Could be an item and a song.
Nice.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
So it has, you can sing an item.
You're-
Because if we have rainwater being an item, why couldn't the wind be an item?
Yeah, that's true. I think it's gonna happen, and then we can. Have you ever heard "Never Wrong, Only Early"? That's the motto I live by.
Oh,
So,
no, but I see where you're going.
yeah, I feel like in this case, you're not wrong about that. You just had the idea early.
We'll be right eventually.
It'll exactly. I like this card art, by the way.
Yeah, it is a really beautiful card. Oh, we should talk about what it does. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you pay 2 for an item. It has an ability called Ancient Power. Banish this item. Remove up to 2 damage from each of your characters.
Okay.
So I like that it heals all of your characters.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing keeping it in the playable range for me.
Mm-hmm.
I had this at a D+.
Ooh.
And that might be high, that might be low. This is a little tricky. Once again, I wish it healed characters and locations, even though I just said that I don't think there will be that many damaged locations. I just think it would be cool.
Yeah.
Because the rain heals
Everything.
the earth. Okay, but
That would make more sense, actually.
yeah, it would be cool. But the fact that you can play this and just wait, you can spend the ink now and use the ability later, it gives you quite a bit more control about how much value you get out of it. Like, you can play it. I wouldn't play it on turn 2. I would rather play a character every time. But let's just say you play it on turn 2, and then turn 5 or 6, you challenge things in such a way that you can use cleansing rainwater to heal up 3 or 4 of your characters at once. Then it's worthwhile.
Yeah, I forgot you could just have it chilling.
Yeah, it's
until
an
you
item.
need it.
If this was an action, it would be an F.
Yeah,
But it's an
for
item
sure.
that you can play and just wait.
Okay.
D+. I'll play it, and I don't think I'll be excited about it. I don't think it's good, to be clear, but I think you could make it be decent.
Yeah.
Things that you're not going to be able to make decent. Pay 2. Wildcat's Wrench. It's an item.
Man.
You pay 2, and it has an ability called Rebuild. Exert this item. Remove up to 2 damage from chosen location. So you can just heal locations every turn. Once again, I don't think locations are going to sit around and stay damaged, especially if you have Wildcat's Wrench in play.
Yeah.
Like, if I see you have Wildcat's Wrench in play, I'm not going to attack your location unless I can kill it.
This is just one of those. They wanted you to know. They wanted you to know as soon as you saw that card. I'm not using this. What if we put the wrench in a field?
With the shadows. So, not exciting.
No.
All right. You ready to talk about locations?
Sure am.
So we've touched on these a bit, and I just want people to recognize we haven't played with locations yet.
Right.
We don't know how good these are going to be. Honestly, we're just guessing. But the fact that it's called Into the Inklands and every color gets 3 of them, I think they're going to be playable.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming that these one cost, like these basic ones, are a C. That's just my assumption.
But they're all just going to be worthwhile at some level.
Yeah, I mean, some of them I think are just not good, but some of them I think are really good. But I'm probably going to rate all of them in the C range, maybe some of them in the B or D range, because I have a feeling that they're going to be useful, more useful than my brain can currently understand.
without playing without.
So, Neverland, you pay 1. Oh, and here's how we'll read these. We'll read the cost, and then I'll say the numbers like a 1 for 1. What that means is, in the context of a location, is the movement cost is 1, meaning it costs 1 to move a character to that location. 4 is its willpower, and then 1 is the amount of lore that they gain. So you pay 1 for a vanilla 1 for 1. That means you can pay 1 to move there. Its willpower is 4. At the start of your turn, it gains 1 lore.
Okay.
You tracking?
Yeah, I get it.
I think it's a C.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not exciting, but I think it's good.
Yeah.
Like, I would play this even if I wasn't playing a location deck.
Yeah.
It's obviously better if you can have some more location synergies, but like I said, a lot of these location synergies can be kind of like a bait.
Mm-hmm.
So you really gotta, well, just listen to our podcast and we'll try to tell you which ones are.
We'll
a bait.
try. Yeah.
But it's also going to be a bit of trial and error as we learn how to play against locations.
Right.
Like, people might play these opening weekend and be like, locations are the most broken thing that's ever happened to the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 months from now, we're like, actually, locations are not very good.
Yeah,
because we learn
change.
we learn how to play against them. We see the play patterns. We figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
You like that?
I like that.
All right. Not much to talk about with Neverland.
No, pretty. Yeah.
I think it's worth noting, sorry, one more thing, because these vanilla locations are, I think most colors get a vanilla location, or all of them, actually. This dies from 2 hits. This dies to 2 hits from an owl. You pay 1 for a 2/2, the owl.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of hard to protect. You're probably not going to be moving characters to these locations unless you get a benefit from moving that character to that location.
Like this, you get an extra lore, right?
No, that's not how that works.
Oh.
So you don't get anything from moving to a character to Neverland.
Oh.
It's just there so that if a character, I'm sure there will be other reasons in the future, but right now some characters are like, it gets a benefit when it's at this location.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, they're cheap to move to, so you'll get that benefit easily.
Right. Okay. I got you.
Yeah. So just really think about, is it worth moving to this location, or is it just fun to move to this location? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense.
Oh, yeah. There I am asking if that makes sense. All right, this is the last card, and it's awesome. I mean, it's interesting. It's maybe the most it's the most brain breaking for me looking at the card evaluation because it's new. So this is another location. You pay 3. It's uninkable.
Wait, you didn't name it.
Oh, sorry, Tiana's Palace.
There we go.
So you pay 3. It's uninkable. The movement cost is 2. Its willpower is 8.
Ooh.
And it gains 1 lore at the start of your turn.
Okay.
It has an ability called Night Out. Characters cannot be challenged while here.
That's fun.
It is fun. So something that you should consider when playing locations is when you play them. Like, for example, if you play this on curve on turn 3, your opponent most likely will not be able to kill it the following turn.
Mm-hmm.
Which means you can, on turn 4, you can play a 2-drop, and then you can pay 2 ink to move a character here.
Yep.
And that character can now not be challenged. That feels fine to me.
Mm-hmm.
The utility of a location depends on your opponent's ability to destroy that location.
Yeah.
If your opponent's board is stacked, locations are going to be bad.
Because they're going to go away so fast.
Like, when you're behind, that's my biggest hesitation with locations.
Mm-hmm.
They're not helpful when you're behind.
Right.
Do you see why?
Because they're just not getting you lore. Like, you're not they're not characters, right? So you're not adding really huge additional threats of like gaining lore.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, it sounds really cool, but then okay, they can't do anything next turn, but then you have to get something there this turn, right? So you're not challenging, you're not getting lore, you're just getting your character into position, and then they can start destroying your location. Just a lot of steps.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, if you're behind, this is a bad card.
Yeah.
It just is. And that's the most important quadrant. And that's true for every I think. This is the first one we're recording. Maybe I'll walk this back later. It's true for every location. They're all bad when you're behind.
Yeah.
You'd rather have a character. So, for that reason, even though this is exciting, and I think it's really good in an aggro list, because you play cheap characters that quest for a lot, move them here, and they can't be challenged, and then they have to basically take this thing out to then take your things out. It's pretty good in an aggro list.
Yeah.
And you know I love aggro lists.
Yeah.
Even with all that in mind, I think this is just a C. Like, I don't think it's good because it's not good when you're behind. Sorry, it is fine. When I say good, I mean I don't think it's like up to the B range, you know?
Yeah.
But I could totally be wrong. I would not be shocked if all of these locations are super broken.
Maybe.
All right, man, we're in the Inklands.
We are there. Just dipped our toes in right now, though.
Yeah. So, in average, Yellow has some fun strategy, some fun synergies.
I think we should rank the colors.
Yeah, maybe we
get
could do
through
that
all
at the
these.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as is, I'm fine with Amber.
Yeah.
It has some good tools that we use in other lists.
Mm-hmm.
Bodyguards are great. I think they'll be picked up at a premium.
Always great.
And yeah, some healing stuff, some fun stuff with Dalmatians. In general, I think yellow is one of the weaker colors in this set at the common and uncommon level until you get to some of those super rares and legendaries, and then that changes.
Yeah.
Because we got some wild stuff going on. Well, closing thing, I think we're just going to keep it simple. You want to just do one listener question?
Let's do a listener question. And we got one for me, from Naturally Nani 4 in the Discord. Asked of the different beginner guides that we just talked about, right, on Tool Time, Bread, Keto, and Quadrant Theory, what do you expect to lean into most when you try your first draft? Great question. And I think, honestly, it would kind of be a combination of Bread and Quadrant Theory. I think starting from a very basic level of Bread, like when looking at the cards, is something I feel like you can easily do in a short amount of time. And then I think it just easily translates into like the Quadrant Theory where we talked about, point of the game. So where is this useful here? So I think it'd be like a combo. That's the easiest for me to understand personally.
Yeah.
What about you, Jake? What do you do?
I don't really do any of them.
You just wing it.
Well,
it's just so inherent in your brain. You don't even have to think.
I mean, it becomes more natural for sure. So I'm not actively thinking about it.
Yeah.
But at Quadrant Theory comes up the most. And basically what it boils down to is, this card's really good when you're behind. So I should probably take it.
I'm the math professor in Goodwill Hunting, and you are Will Hunting, walking in, asking if I know how easy this is for you.
You just want to be Robin Williams.
It's not your fault.
Stop. We can't cry at the end of this episode.